The U.S. government yesterday overturned its 30-year ban on blood donations by gay men, saying they can now donate 12 months after their last sexual contact with another man. The FDA said its decision to reverse the policy was based on an examination of the latest science, which shows that an indefinite ban is not necessary to prevent transmission of HIV, which ultimately can cause AIDS. The quote from Dr. Peter Marks, deputy director of the FDA's Biologics Division, is ultimately the 12-month deferral window is supported by the best available scientific evidence at this point in time relevant to the U.S. population. Some other countries have already done this. The UK, Australia, New Zealand have a 12-month deferment period on donations from gay men. I'm sure that the 12-month deferral actually does make the process safer due to the way HIV spreads, etc. But I received close to a dozen emails over the last 24 hours, Lewis, from gay men saying, more than likely, most gay men won't be able to donate blood because people are in relationships in the same way that straight people are often in relationships. Gay people are also in relationships. So that basically it's only going to apply to a small percentage of gay men. There's no question that this is discriminatory against a monogamous gay couple that is sexually active, even if both people have tested negative for HIV. There's no doubt that the policy is discriminatory, but I want to put up on the screen an interesting email that I received from a gay man who wrote the following to me. Let's take a look at it and then discuss. David, I get that the 12-month deferral window is discriminatory, and I get that we should have equality. I get it. But the prevalence of HIV in sexually active males who have anal sex with other men is through the roof. 4% of the population is reportedly gay men who engage in anal sex, and they make up 54% of all current HIV carriers in the US and 90% of all new HIV infections. Discrimination or not, I have no problem with the medical system saying no to all of that blood. That individual asking to remain anonymous. What do you think, Lewis? This is very, very controversial, and we don't often get before. Usually we get this many emails after we cover a story. We got nearly a dozen emails about this before we even talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, first of all, when someone is going to give blood, it's based on the honor system, right? And we discussed that a lot of this blood does not get tested. Is that true? So. It's interesting. I mean, I certainly understand that it is discriminatory, but those statistics are accurate. And so, I guess the question would be a risk over reward. Do we need that blood? Is it essential?
My understanding is that there is generally a need for blood, but that there is more need for, I'm forgetting now, I think it's plasma and platelets, or maybe just platelets. I don't remember exactly. And fewer people ever donate those anyway. And that's really the issue. But yes, my understanding is that there is a need for blood.
Well, I'm not sure where I fall. I mean, I suppose, I don't like taking people at their word on anything, but that's how the system works, and that's how it will always work anyway.
You're also taking at their word straight people who say, "Oh, I haven't done intravenous drug, whatever." Right?
I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah,
and so you never really know what you're getting. But I'm all about people being safe, and if this type of discrimination, is it discrimination if health is the primary concern?
Well, I think there's no doubt that it is discrimination, but is it discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, or, as this man who wrote us is saying, is it discrimination based on medical statistics, which happen to correlate in a particular way? I am now opening it up to the audience, and we'll follow up on this. I don't know where the audience is going to fall on this, and I'm curious to hear.